Time Economist, welcome back to the Army Education Program series. In the previous slideshow, we covered why you want to go to college, but we also covered the prohibitively high cost of college. I told you that there were several ways the Army could help you pay for your college, and now I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with Army tuition assistance. Now, this is perhaps the most underutilized program that the Army has to help you with your education. How does this sound? 100% funding for any classes you take in the Army. Sounds pretty good, right? So the Army Tuition Assistance Program will fund up to 100% of your tuition. Now, this caps out at a DoD-imposed limit of $250 per credit hour and $4,500 per year. What this means, let's say you're taking a class at a community college and it's $130 per credit hour. The Army will pay up to $130 per credit hour because it's under the DoD cap. Now, let's say that you're taking a really expensive course that's $300 per credit hour. The Army's still going to help you out, but they're only going to pay up to that $250 limit, and they're not going to pay more than $4,500 per year. If you do the math, this translates into them paying for 16 hours per fiscal year. Now, tuition assistance is structured just like anything in the Army. You can't just say, oh, I want to take this class, and the Army's going to pay for it. That's not how it works. If you want to start using tuition assistance, you first have to go to your educational counselor, and they're going to sit down with you, and they're going to come up with an approved degree program. They're also going to help you enroll in Go Army Ed, which is an online site that's going to tell you how to enroll in classes, how to submit TA requests, everything like that. TA is approved on a course-by-course basis. So when your educational advisor says, here's what you want to major in, they're going to plan out a list of the classes that you need to take. And of course you can change your major, but you need to take the courses that lead to that degree. Because, again, TA is approved on a course-by-course basis. If you're saying that, you're wanting to major in a certain degree, but then you start taking classes that are completely unrelated to your degree, that TA is not going to be approved, because TA is for you to complete a degree, a certificate, not for personal fulfillment. Fees are not covered, so TA will cover your tuition, but if there's some fee incidental, you will have to pay that. Another thing about tuition assistance, if you enroll in the course, you use your tuition assistance, you pass, you're good. The Army paid for your class, congratulations. Now, if you enroll in the class, you use tuition assistance to pay for the class, and then you decide that it's more important to go party with the boys, or that you're not going to study, or that for whatever reason you fail the course, you will have to pay the Army back for that tuition assistance. So whenever you're considering tuition assistance, just keep in mind you are going to have to pay that back if you blow the class off. Now, there are exceptions, if you get deployed, if you have some field exercise, if you have some kind of emergency, there's channels that you can go through on Go Army Ed in conjunction with your educational advisor to withdraw from the class without having to pay this money back. So let's look at some of the limits to tuition assistance. You can only have 130 undergraduate credits paid for through tuition assistance. Just to put this in context, a typical bachelor's degree will be about 120 credits. So they give you 10 extra credits above what it's going to take to get your degree, and that leaves you time to, change your major, take some additional courses, whatever. But it also keeps you focused so that you're achieving your degree and you're not waiting forever. Now, the Army Tuition Assistance will pay for 39 graduate credits. Here's the catch. If you use tuition assistance to pay for your undergrad degree, you have to wait 10 years before you can use it to pay for your graduate degree. But if you already had your undergrad, or if you financed your undergrad out of pocket, you don't have to worry about this. You can be using the TA to pay for graduate credits without having to wait for 10 years. One other thing I want to point out, tuition assistance is something that you have to wait 1 year from the time you graduate AIT. So you can't be using it in basic training. You can't be using it the first day that you get to your unit. You have to wait at least 1 year from the time you graduate advanced individual training. And I know there was a lot of rules and stipulations on the TA, but let's look at the benefit, what it provides you. Let's say that you're taking a course up to the $250 per credit hour cap, and it takes you 130 credits to get your bachelor's degree. Your total tuition assistance benefit is going to be $32,500 for the bachelor's degree. So let's recap tuition assistance. 1, this is the most important. It's used while you are in service. You can't use tuition assistance before you join the Army, and once you get out of the Army, it goes away. You can't use it anymore. Most importantly, you need to understand this. Tuition assistance does not forfeit your GI Bill. So if you go your whole time in the Army and never take a tuition assistance paid for class, you're going to get out of the Army and you're still going to have your GI Bill. But let's say that you take one class every single semester through tuition assistance. You're going to get out of the Army and you're still going to have your full GI Bill. Tuition assistance is free money. Even if you don't want to pursue a degree, you can just get a certificate. You know, maybe you want to get an EMT certificate. Tuition assistance will pay for this. I've done my best to cover this in an acceptable level of detail. If you have any further questions, you should talk to your first line supervisor, you should go to goarmy.ed, or you should talk to your educational advisor if you're on post. This has been the Part-Time Economist. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope that I will see you next time when we talk about student loan repayment.